Tell me timeline. Where the stuff has come from the past to current. Back in 501 AD, in Central America, the Maya are peaking in economic prosperity. The civilization at Teotihuacan, in what is today Mexico, begins to decline and its people are migrating to the greatest Mayan city, Tikal, bringing with them ideas about weaponry and new ritual practices. Maya population is rising. On 507 AD, the Franks, who are Catholic, use the Arian Christianity of the Visigoths as an excuse to expand against them Catholics, seeing Arianism as a heresy. The Franks defeat the Visigoths, kill their king, Alaric II, and drive them into Spain. On 511 AD, Clovis, king of the Franks, dies and, as is custom among the Franks, the lands of Clovis are divided among his 4 sons, beginning the sordid rule of Europe's Merovingian kings. On 523 AD, in northern China, power within the Tuobawi family, a Xiongnu family rather than Chinese, has passed to a dowager queen who is a devout Buddhist Queen Yu. On 524 AD, one of the 4 sons of Clovis, Clodomir, dies, and 2 of the other sons of Clovis, Clotaire and Childebert, seize Clodomir's lands for themselves and murder his children. On 525 AD, living in Italy under the rule of Theodoric, king of the Ostrogoths, Boethus has been accused of treason and imprisoned. He has written his work on the consolation of philosophy while in captivity, and in a year he is executed. On 528 AD, Hephthalites, White Huns, have moved from the Hindu Kush into the Punjab and eastward across the Ganges Valley, ravaging cities, towns and Buddhist monasteries, and now they are driven back out of the Ganges Valley. Despite her Buddhism, Queen Yu has resorted to an old monarchist tool, killing people. She has executed lovers who have displeased her. She has forced a rival into a convent and has had her executed, and in 528 she executes her son, who was growing restless under the tutelage of her lovers. On 529 AD, Justinian, Catholic Roman Emperor at Constantinople since 518, closes down Plato's old academy in Athens as part of a move to stamp out paganism. On 531 AD, Khosrau of the Sasanian dynasty comes to power in Persia. He has crushed the communistic Mazdakite movement and has ended decades of disorder. He is to support Zoroastrianism and to reform and improve Persia's economy, making taxes more equitable and curbing the power of aristocrats. On 533 AD, getting the world ready for the second coming of Christ, Emperor Justinian sends his army to reconquer what had been parts of the Roman Empire. In North Africa he defeats the Vandals, who are Arian Christians, and he conquers territory and souls for the Church. On 534 AD, continuing the Frankish tradition of making war for the sake of plunder, Clotaire and Childebert have overrun the kingdom of Burgundy, including the cities of Lyons and Geneva. The royal dynasty in Burgundy ends with the death of Gondomar. An independent kingdom of Burgundy is no more. Toledo becomes the capital of the Visigoth kingdom in Spain. Outraged court officials rebel against Queen Yu. She cuts her hair and seeks refuge in a Buddhist nunnery, but the officials drag her out and assassinate her. Also, 2,000 courtiers are killed. Northern China divides between western and eastern halves of the Wei dynasty. On 536 AD, Justinian's army invades Italy at Naples. On 550 AD, what had been Roman-ruled Britain is largely divided among illiterate Anglo-Saxon warlords, surrounded by men who are preoccupied with fighting, valor and loyalty. They look with contempt upon what they see as the defeated god of the defeated Christians. Rule in India is again divided among numerous kingdoms. Profitable trade with the Roman Empire has ended, and trade with Persia had also declined, which brings decline to some of India's cities. In India a movement called Bhakti has begun and is growing. They practice humility and sing of their adoration and love for a generous, merciful, supreme God. On 554 AD, Justinian's army defeats the Ostrogoths of Italy. Roman much of Italy is in ruin. The Pope and Catholicism now reign supreme in Roman central Italy. The Trinity version of Christianity has won against Arianism, violence again deciding a matter of theology. On 560 AD, the Hephthalites have returned to their power center near Samarkand. They are attacked, defeated by a Persian-Turkish alliance, the Persians, taking revenge for the defeat that the Hephthalites had given their forefathers the previous century. The Hephthalites vanish as unidentifiable people. Ethelbert I succeeds his warlord father, Eormenric, in a kingdom in southern England, called Kent, one of the older, if not oldest Anglo-Saxon settlements in England, dating from the mid-400s or a couple of decades earlier. The young Ethelbert is soon to marry the Catholic daughter of the King of Paris, Charibert, a grandson of Clovis. On 568 AD, Constantinople has been weakened by its prolonged wars and by warring tribes into its empire. The Lombards invade Italy, reaching Milan. On 577 AD, a Xiongnu chieftain, Yanqing, unifies northern China by force. On 581 AD, diffusion brings Chinese rule in northern China back to the Chinese. The Xiongnu chieftain, Yanqing, dies in 580 under mysterious circumstances. Replacing him is his son-in-law, Yang Jian, a tough Buddhist soldier from an aristocratic Chinese family who has had the title Duke of Sui. Yang Jian proclaims that heaven and earthly signs indicate that he, being virtuous and wise, has been designated by heaven as the rightful successor. He takes the name Emperor Wen, and to eliminate rivalry he has 59 people murdered. The Sui dynasty has begun. On 587 AD, in Japan, the Soga clan, which has intermarried with the royal Yamato family, fights the Momonobe and Nakatomi clans over influence in selecting a successor to the Emperor Yami, has taken place. The Soga favor importing Buddhism from the Asian mainland, described there as the religion of the most civilized. The Momonobe and Nakatomi hold that Buddhism would be an affront to the gods of the emperor. The Soga win the civil war. The head of the Soga family, Yamato, makes his nephew, Sujin, emperor. On 588 AD, in Spain, the king of the Visigoths, Richard I, has discarded Arian Christian and converts to Catholicism. And as the king goes, so goes his nation. On 589 AD, from northern China, Emperor Wen has gained power through the south. After 271 years of division, China is again united. On 592 AD, Emperor Sujin wants to be rid of his benefactor, Yamato, but Yamato strikes first and has Sujin murdered. Yamato places his 39-year-old daughter, Tsuko, on the throne and makes her 29-year-old nephew, Shotoku, regent. On 594 AD, Shotoku converts Tsuko to Buddhism. Buddhism becomes the state religion and is called upon to protect the Japanese nation. And on 600 AD, monotheistic religion has spread to Arabia. Jews have been in Arabia for centuries. Christian missionaries have been in Arabia for more than a century. The entire Arabian province of Niran is Christian. Christianity has been established superficially in various other centers of trade, and Arabs, living on the borders of Constantinople's empire and Persia's empire, have been influenced by those empires. See you in part 41 of the World Timeline.